Hello. Oh gosh, and thank you for joining me this early morning for some more Dead by Daylight. As you can tell, I'm on the public test build because we have quite some things to be testing. They have brought quite a few changes, quite a few. Let's see, we'll start right here at Futures and Content. Of course, as I have in the past, I will leave the link in the description so that you can come to the page on the post for all these changes and read them yourself if you like. But I am going to read them to you now. The Futures and Content, they re-implemented the full translation for traditional Chinese, which I'm gonna guess they had removed. I didn't know that. A future, they added a delay before the ping indicator appears in the online lobby for killers and survivors. This delay allows for the ping to stabilize before being displayed to the player. So what would happen for us normally is, like, if it was at first when you join a lobby, sometimes it would be red, and then if you waited a second, it could drop from not being red, or maybe it would start green and then it would jump to red. But now, instead of you seeing that when you first come in, after a second, you'll see what the ping actually is. And the last thing under Futures and Contents is a feature added, which is games that would start with less than 5 players are cancelled, and all players still connected to the server will be returned to the tally screen, keeping their items, add-ons, and offerings, and notified about the cancellation. That's a very nice change. I hope it works properly. I know it really sucked anytime I got into a match and found out that some people couldn't connect to it. It made it not worth it. I normally tend to just want the killer to kill me, find me, and kill me as soon as possible so I can get into an actual match. So it's nice to see that they've added a feature to help keep you from getting stuck in matches with like 2 people versus the killer, or even sometimes only yourself because nobody else but you and the killer went in. Those are horrible. But those 3 things are the only 2 things that are under Futures and Content for this patch. Then we have in-game collapse, which I feel like is a pretty interesting feature. Don't know how much I'll like it yet, but this is what it's about. So closing the hatch instantly powers up the exit gates. In-game collapse starts when an exit gate is opened or when the killer closes the hatch. In-game timer starts at 3 minutes. The timer is slowed down when a survivor is downed or hooked. Survivors are sacrificed by the entity when the timer expires. These sacrifices count as kills. The killer can now open a powered-up exit gate. The hatch always spawns as soon as there is 1 survivor left in the trial. So this is all that is pertaining to the new in-game collapse, which is, I kind of feel like the main thing we're testing in this PTB. It's supposed to help get rid of the in-game standoff, because what would happen is that for some reason people would just stick around after the game is over. Like, the exit gates are open, there's no reason to be still roaming around the map, but people would. They would like go in and out of lockers. They would vault windows until the killer finally came and chased them out, wasting the killer's time. And anybody who tends to oh my gosh, that word, spectate, would be stuck watching them do that forever too. But now with this in-game collapse, they're not going to be able to do that, because at the end of 3 minutes, if the timer has been slowed by a survivor being down or hooked, then the entity will just kill them itself, and that will be it. The killer will get points for those kills, and the game will end. That is all for the in-game collapse section of the patch notes. Then they have scoring. They added new score events to work with the in-game collapse. So for the survivor, they have late heal. You heal another survivor during in-game collapse, which is shortened to EGC. That's 750 blood points. Late rescue. Rescue another survivor during EGC. That's 2,000 points. Pressure. Be the last survivor alive and EGC starts. That's 250 points. Release. That's open an exit gate after the EGC has started. That's 1,500 points. And tenacious. Complete repairing a generator after the hatch has opened. That's 500 points. And those are all the new scoring points for survivors where the end game collapse is concerned. For the killer, they now have gate open. Opening an exit gate, 500 blood points. Hatch close. Close the hatch, 250 blood points, because that is also in the PTB. Actually closing the hatch. That's going to be hitting, once it's fully tested in the PTB, that's actually coming to game finally. Late hook. Hook a survivor after the EGC has started, 250 blood points. Late sacrifice. Sacrifice a survivor once the EGC has started, 500 points. And lastly, time's up. Entity sacrifices a survivor after the EGC has expired, 500 points. Those are the new scorings for the killer that is available with the in-game collapse. And then they have a little button that says click here for more information. I will leave that up to you if you want to come to these patch notes and click that to read the more information. After that, they have balance changes. First balance change, the change available is gameplay. They have adjusted controller joystick inputs to allow for better movement control. They adjusted the gate opening time for survivors from 20 seconds to 15 seconds. That's nice. So it should take us a little bit less time. They adjusted the time the notification bubbles are displayed to 5 seconds. This includes all notification bubbles that are not perk based. Exit switch, generator, hooked, bear traps, etc. So I don't know what the original time, how long they stayed available for people to see, but now if someone gets trapped in something and you're supposed to see, those black bubbles with the, and it would show you like the heated version of the survivor or the generator and stuff when it's completed and all that. Now lasts for 5 seconds, so I guess you have a little bit longer or a little bit less time, depending on what it was originally, to see that bubble and realize, oh, generator was finished over there, or oh, hey, someone was hooked over there. You know. Killers do not see the deep wound status effect progress timer, only the deep wound bar to know the status effect has been applied. So that's interesting, because that means that now they won't see how close you are to falling, or not close you are to falling. They removed hatch interrupts from the in-game collapse. I don't know what that... Hatch interrupts, I don't know what that is. And lastly, under gameplay, they have the deep wound status effect timer does not decrease when within the killer's terror radius. Oh, so if you're being chased by him, or you happen to cross paths with the heart radius, then deep wound will stop ticking down. That's gonna be interesting. So that's it for gameplay changes coming. They have, for balance, under balance. Then next up, obviously, is going to be perk changes. First up is Survivor. Doesn't seem to be too many changes this time for perks. We've got Calm Spirit. Calm Spirit now hides all screams and their associated loud noise indicators, if any. Adjusted the text to be more global. That's interesting. I never realized it didn't do all screams and their associated loud noise indicators. I guess now it does, so I'm probably going to be using that even more now. I liked Calm Spirit before, and I think I'm going to like it even more now. And then the second perk change for survivors is Left Behind. You'll gain a 55% to a 65% to a 75% repair speed bonus, up from 19%, 22%, 25%. That's a pretty big... Wow. So that's huge. I'm pretty sure that's when you're like the last remaining person. So that's big. I've never used that perk before, but whoever does use that perk will gain a very good repair speed boost from that. That's amazing. I kind of want to see that. Might use it once just to see it. We're gonna live forever. This is the last perk change for survivors. Each time you perform a safe hook rescue or take a hit to protect a survivor, gain 25% stackable bonus to all blood point gains, up to a maximum of 50 to 75 to 100%. I'm imagining that this is based off like the level of the perk. So for example, for Left Behind, the gain is 55% to 65% to 75%. So obviously when you have the common version, it's going to be 55%. When you have the rare version, it's going to be 65%. And then when you have the very rare version of the perk, you'll go 75% repair speed bonus. And then with We're Gonna Live Forever, it's you get the stackable of 50 at the common, 75 at rare, and 100% at very rare for the perks level. Then they have the one killer perk change, only one. Remember Me. Each time you hit your obsession, increase the time to open the exit gates by 4 seconds, up to a maximum of 8 to 12 to 16 seconds. So obviously 8 is where you would land on the common version of the perk, 12 for the rare version of the perk, and 16 for the very rare version of the perk. That's going to be interesting. I wonder if we'll see killers using this more often or not. I'm not so sure I've seen this one used against me too much with the killers, but maybe this change will, and with endgame collapse, people will start using it more. We'll have to see. After that's the end for balance, was the perk changes. Now they have killer changes. Starting off with the new one, the Plague. They added 2 new brutality score events for the Plague. Corrupt Purge damage, which gives them 300 blood points, and Sickness damage, which gives them also 300 blood points. Then we have the Pig. RBTs, I'm going to assume RBTs is shortened form from one of their perks, or for their thing. Oh, no, RBTs, the reverse bear traps. Of course, I understand what I'm reading. Reverse bear traps. They only become active whenever a generator is completed. Inactive reverse bear traps will no longer trigger when attempting to leave via an exit gate. Note, initiating the in-game collapse will not complete generators, but will block them. This means that any inactive RBTs will remain inactive. Ooh, so this is an interesting change. So what would happen before is, I'm assuming it's the same. Like, if all the survivors finish all the generators, then obviously, as normal, the reverse bear trap will get activated, and you have to try to get it off your head. And if you try to leave then you're dead. But what would happen before is, even if it wasn't active, if you tried to leave through the exit gate with a reverse bear trap on your head, you were dead. That was it. It would snap. But now, if you get one put on you near the end, at the end, and there's no generators left that need to be repaired, then it doesn't trap you in the game. You can still exit with the bear trap on your head. So gonna be kind of hurtful for the pig, I believe, because that was kind of a way for her to keep you there, so she didn't have to hunt you down. You had to try to get off your head before you could leave, but now that's not necessary. And even during in-collapse, it doesn't put the pressure on you to try to remove the reverse bear trap. So that's going to be interesting to see in the plays. And then secondly, for the pig, the reverse bear trap timer now stops if the survivor is within the terror radius, as opposed to when in a chase. So before, it only stopped when if she was chasing you and you had a bear trap on your head. But now, if you're just in terror radius, period, the reverse bear trap will stop. I think this is pretty good for us, for survivors. Unfortunately, not so good for the pig. That's what it sounds like to me, anyways. That's unfortunate, because the pig happens to be the only killer I play when I do play killer. Last killer change. Yes, this is the last killer change. Well, change to killers under killer changes. The Wraith. They restored the bone rattle noise at the beginning of the Wraith's cloaking animation. They also, when canceling the Wraith's cloaking interaction, players will now be able to attack or interact immediately, rather than having to wait for the bell stowing animation to finish. So that's going to be good for the Wraith. I'm not so sure if the bone rattle noise is going to be good for the Wraith or not. I think that'll, I wonder if that will even matter for us as survivors. We'll see about that one if we get a Wraith in the PTB. So after that, there's a section that says the Legion update. So they made some changes to the Legion, but it's separate from the killer. They put it in its own little category. So gameplay. Bleed out time is no longer removed by Feral Frenzy hits. It was 10 seconds per hit. That's good for us, not so good for Legion. Feral Frenzy can only be used when the meter is fully charged. Interesting. Feral Frenzy move speed is now 5.0 meters per second, I think, from 5.28 meters per second. So sounds like they got slowed down. They're not gonna be as fast when they're in Feral Frenzy mode. That's kind of interesting. Frenzy power gauge amount lost when landing on attack outside Frenzy is 50%. It was 100%. So I think that's good for Legion. I'm not sure. Increase the Feral Frenzy recharge time from. Oh, that's weird writing. I don't think 2 needs to be in this sentence. So let me reread that real quick. Increase the Feral Frenzy recharge time from 15 seconds to 20 seconds. So that's not too good, I don't think, for Legion. They increased the Legion's terror radius to 32 meters from 24 meters. Oh, okay. They also increased the duration of Feral Frenzy to 10 seconds. They increased the fatigue time when Feral Frenzy ends from 3 seconds to 4 seconds. Missed attacks will end Feral Frenzy. Pallet vault duration 1.35 seconds. Cuts time benefit by 25% because it was 0.9 seconds. And the default pallet break is 2.7 seconds. 0.1 for snap, 2.6 for break. The Legion cannot see pools of blood while in Feral Frenzy. The Legion now moves at the default killer speed, 4.6 meters per second? Miles per second? I actually didn't know that the Legion didn't move at default killer speed. I wonder if he was faster or slower. I want to say he was faster. But, I have no clue. And then the last change for gameplay for Legion is that the window vault duration, 1.1 seconds, cuts time benefit by 25%. It was also at 0.9 seconds. Default window vault is 1.7 seconds. Faster survivor vault is 0.8 seconds. So, I guess they won't be able to vault quite as fast as us, as survivors, if we're at our fastest vault speed. But they are faster than the default window vault, so they are faster than that in that regard. And then there's quite a few add-on changes for Legion and his add-ons. So, firstly, there is Cold Dirt. Reduces Feral Frenzy fatigue duration by 1 second, up from 0.75 seconds. Deface Smiley Pin. Added a 60-second mangled status effect when Feral Frenzy hitting a survivor with deep wound. Then they have Frank's Mixtape. It removes 25% of the bleed out time. Was 5 seconds, is now 7.5 seconds, and bleed out is still 30 seconds. A reticent button no longer requires a Feral Frenzy hit to activate. Pallets will break when vaulting them in Feral Frenzy. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that was a thing. So now, I guess he could always, if Legion was using the reticent button, they could break pallets when vaulting them in the Feral Frenzy state. That's insane. Joey's Mixtape reduces Feral Frenzy fatigue duration by 0.675, up from 0.5. Julie's Mixtape reduces Feral Frenzy fatigue duration by 0.475, up from 0.35. Mischief List adds 0.8 seconds, up from 0.5. I don't know what it was putting seconds for, but that's all it says. Likewise for the next one, Mural Sketch adds 1.6 seconds, up from 1. Not sure what that's talking about. Scratched Ruler reduces Feral Frenzy recharge time by 3.5 seconds, up from 2.5. Smiley Face Pin added a 60-second blindness status effect when Feral Frenzy hitting a survivor with deep wound. Stolen Sketchbook adds 2.4 seconds, up from 1.5. I don't know what that seconds is for. I don't know what Stolen Sketchbook does, but it doesn't go into detail. And then lastly, the last add-on for the Legion change is the Legion Pin, which added a 60-second broken status effect when Feral Frenzy hitting a survivor with deep wounds. And that is all of the changes. Then they have bug fixes, which is pretty hefty there. I will leave the bug fixes to you to read because that is a pretty hefty list. But the link will be in the description down below. So if you want to know, if you were worried about a specific bug that you knew about and wanted to see if it got fixed, just follow the link, scroll all the way down to the bug fix section, and there are bug fixes for killers. There are map specific bug fixes, a little bit of perks, and there are a few miscellaneous, some audio and localization, and some UI and HUD bug fixes as well. So if you were looking for any specific bug fix, or if you're just interested in seeing what bugs existed that you weren't aware of, and what was fixed, there you have it. They're all there. There's also some bug fixes platform specific. So there's actually, looks like there were some bugs specifically for PC that were fixed. So there. Those are the major points on bug fixes, and if you're interested, you can read them. But for now, we are going to go ahead and hop right in and join in on this testing for PTB. If we can even get a lobby this early. We'll see. We're gonna try. We're taking nothing. Nothing with us. We go in alone. No item, no offering. Ooh. We found a lobby. There is someone on the PTB this early. Let's hope I'm not the only survivor, though. Good ping. Hey, here we go. Alright, so we've got Prophet on Nea Karlsson with a toolbox. We haven't ready yet. We got DC equals shit game. Sorry, that's horrible. On Nea Karlsson, also with the toolbox. Don't like that name. Spare My Suffering on Meg Thomas with no item, like us. And of course, I'm on Feng Min. Always. Almost always. I'm not sure why the killer hasn't readied up, but I'm. Oh! Okay. There we go. Okay, so maybe the killer had to do something or attempt something. So, that's gonna be exciting. Our first round in the PTB. Let's hope it goes well. We have one. Oh! They prevented a chest, I believe. That's what that just said. I can't read that fast. That is horrible. Whew. I'm kind of nervous. I wonder if we'll be seeing a Legion because of the changes to Legion, or if we're going to go against the Pig or the Plague. Basically any of the killers that had some changes to them. Oh, Lampkin Lane. Haddonfield. Okay. Not a map I would hope to get, but what? Someone's doing this generator? Yes. We didn't start alone, my friends. Alright. Don't know who the killer is, but... Oh, it's Legion. It is Legion. Alright. So, Spare My Suffering isn't so kind. They, Oh! I walked random back into them. My goodness. Alright, so we are facing Legion. My Suffering pointed this out. I'm not sure why. But then again, throwing view onto someone else so that you don't get caught is a handy tactic. Let's see, I think. Oh. Alright. So our teammate right here is gonna do a generator. I think Spare My Suffering is coming for us. I think that person over there. Oh, no, no. I hear him. I hear him. Hear me. Okay. Oh. Oh god, bad move, bad move, bad move. Ah. Oh god. Oh god. Well. I'm a goner. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Oh! Alright. I'm pretty sure that was Hexford. Okay. So that's everybody over there. I think that person's still running from Legion. Everyone else, I believe, is pretty okay. So let's get to this person here. Let's get some people healed. It'll be better for us. No generator's done yet though. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Alright. Oh. Okay. I'm not very bold, but I got bold points. So they have Dantophobia. Oops. Oh no, don't wave your hands, he's not near you. I'm coming. No, no, no. Relax yourself. There we go. Alright. He's coming though. Let's get him with the bees. Oh. Oh! There we go. Now. Yes. You are very angry. There it goes. I'm gonna get caught here. Oh god. And there we go. Oh, right to a hook. I'm bad. Oh, I think there's a hook over here too. Oh, 2 hooks. In close range. To one another. Either way. That's unfortunate. And struggle mode for me, we finally got a generator done. That's good. Those 2 are gonna get on that generator together. Boom. 2 generators. Just like that. We got our teammate over there just standing. Okay, they're moving. Those 2 are on the run. Alright, so... Oh, who's this? Meg! Spare my suffering. Hey, alright. Oh, hello. Okay. Let's go with her. We're gonna heal her up. Or try to. Oh, okay. Want me to heal you? Let me heal you. Alright. Leading Frenzy away. We're gonna be dead on hook. This is gonna be us gone. But it's gonna let Meg do that generator. So it's okay for now. We're gonna be a jerk to this guy though. God. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Oh! Oh! Okay. They're safe. They're safe. Don't get seen. There you go. Back in, back down. Alright, and that's us down. Ooh. So hopefully, spend my suffering, can get that generator done. Prophet is probably in trouble. He might hear her whining, unless they have Iron Well. Let's go ahead and go into... Alright, is that safe? Yeah, look at that. Only need one more generator now. There was 3 needed when I died. So they were able to finish 2 generators with that. That's good. Oh no, he's on Prophet. Oh. Oh no, this is Prophet. That's DC. First took on DC, not bad. Alright, I think it's safe to say that they're gonna get this generator. Oh, or not. Oh, very close. Oh. Oh. Spend my suffering is dangerous. Okay. Ooh. He was trying so hard. Ooh. adrenaline for all those people. Oh, you gotta spare my suffering. There it is, the in-game collapse. Good or bad? I think that was interesting. Yeah, it did sound like that. But that doesn't tell me whether or not you like the changes. It's an interesting change, but I agree. I think with a lot of the changes they made, that's a bit of a step too far. Well, this killer anyway seems to be fine with most of the changes, just not the heartbeat one. So, that's one killer's opinion there about their changes. I feel like getting the opinion from the killers is the best way to understand the killer changes. So, I wasn't wrong though. It seems like Legion did get a pretty big nerf. So that's gonna be a thing. It's unfortunate. But, there's our first round in the PTB. Unfortunately, I don't have too much time for another round, so we'll have to end it here. But thank you for joining me for this round of Dead by Daylight. I hope that what you were able to see in the first round of the PTB was interesting. We only briefly got to see the end game collapse, so that was kind of but also kind of interesting to see the beginnings of it. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you find the changes coming interesting. And if you're a killer main and you played Legion a lot, or any of the killers really that got altered, and they were altered in a way you didn't like, I'm sorry to know. I hope you still keep playing. because you're the only way I can play, since you're the only ones that make the lobbies. And I will catch you guys in the next video.